My little brother is actually my fiance's kid. New updates. Original post June 30th, 2024. Yes, the title is effed up. I'm aware. My fiance and myself have been together since we were 17 and 18 years old. We have a 25 male fiance and a 24 female OP. Honestly, he was always kind, handsome, funny, and everyone used to say I was so lucky to have the whole package. I felt lucky too. He always treated me with love and respect, so this makes everything just so shocking for me. I have always had a good relationship with my mom. It has always been her and I against the world. My dad died in an accident when I was little. We always joked we are the real-life Rory and Lorelai from the Gilmore Girls. My mom dated guys on and off, and they were usually cool, but nothing really past the early stages. Around 4 years ago, my mom told me she was pregnant, which was a huge surprise. My mom was around 42 years old, and although she was sort of dating someone recently, didn't meet the guy, but knew she went on dates. It still was a big shock. She never thought she could be pregnant at her age. She had me when she was super young and oopsie. And I can tell she was stressed and worried. I decided to support her since she has always supported me and tried to reassure her. She then had my brother, who is now 3 years old. I have a close relationship with my brother. I've helped take care of him since he was born, and I just love the little guy. My fiance was also always helpful with my brother. We would take him out for ice cream, playground, pool time during summer, etc., but nothing was weird. He was just my then boyfriend, spending time with my brother and I. Now to how I found out. My fiance and I lived together since we finished college. My fiance was not at home since he was hanging out with friends, but I was home because I didn't feel like going out and just wanted to chill on my sofa. At some point during binge watching a series on Netflix, my laptop died and I was too lazy to go get my charger. So I just took my fiance's iPad. I know the password, but honestly never used it before. The iPad logged in and I got a bunch of messages pinging. I guess he hasn't used it in a while too. Anyways, it's got my attention and I went to check it out, and of course, I found everything. My mom's number wasn't under her name, but I recognized the number and verified it with my phone. She was telling him she felt guilty and that I should know. He said he also felt guilty but couldn't lose me, and they fucked it up. She said it was unfair for my brother to never not know his dad, and that if he could live having his son around, not behaving like a dad, but a brother-in-law. I broke down. What the actual fuck? There weren't a lot of older messages, just some photos stored of my brother as a newborn, my mom pregnant, and more photos of my brother growing up in an album. I couldn't take it anymore. I cried for what seemed like ages, and I waited for my boyfriend to come back home. I wish I was one of those women who can pretend and get things together before confronting the cheater, but I can't. He came back later that night around 11:30 p.m. and I just gave him the iPad with the conversation opened and saw his face go completely pale. I asked for an explanation, when, how, why, and he didn't want to at first, but he knew he had to. Apparently a few years back while I was traveling with some friends, girls trip, my fiance and mom had dinner together. This isn't strange since he has been a part of the family for so long. Sometimes mom and fiance would eat together at our place even if I was busy with sports or out. I did the same with his parents. Somehow, unclear how since he couldn't explain it well, one thing led to another and they ended up sleeping together. They felt guilty but apparently not guilty enough because they slept together 2 to 3 more times, using the excuse of meeting up to discuss how to tell me. Apparently, when my mom got pregnant, they stopped sleeping together and decided not to tell me, since my fiance loved me and couldn't lose me. My mom didn't want to lose her daughter. So here we are now with 2 of the most disgusting humans. I obviously broke the engagement, told my mom to never talk to me again, and moved in with a friend. I feel bad for my brother since I really love him, but I can't be around him now. I just can't. I feel like it would remind me of all those times we talked about having kids. I would be his baby mama. Only baby mama. We talked about this future since we were 17 years old. So I want to puke every time I think how I was actually taking care of his child with someone else while still having those dreams. I want to puke. Editor's note, comments were mostly supportive with a few telling their own stories of cutting parents off and a couple with tales of spouses sleeping with parents. How is this even a thing? People be crazy. Cheating on someone is something, but cheating on someone with their parent is just diabolical. Just evil, bro. Also, the fact that they let it get that far, like, you should, if you were going to take that baby to term, you should have let her know, like, as soon as you knew that you were pregnant, bro. That's messed up. It's honestly the most messed up to lie to her for 3 years, bro. He really wanted to live this Stacy's mom fantasy. Look where that got him. Oh my God. It's disgusting to think that not only your partner can betray you like that, but then your mom could betray you like that. It's creepy since the mom has known the fiance since they were young teens, doesn't abdicate the fiance of responsibility, but still. That's a good point, Gender Ghost. She low-key could have been grooming him for like multiple years. First update, 4 days later on July 4th, 2024. As I was afraid, I was indeed confronted near my office this week. I knew this was coming, but thought maybe I had more time. My ex was the person to come find me. Yesterday, Wednesday, after finishing work and walking to where my car was parked, my ex was sort of lingering, waiting around. I thought about running, not gonna lie, but I guess in the moment I felt strong enough to get over with it. Instead of having that hanging above my head, waiting to be approached again. He asked if we could talk and I said yes, but I didn't feel like having that conversation over coffee like we were old friends. It felt ridiculous. So I told him to just talk right there. We were in the streets, but somehow it wasn't crowded, but also not completely lonely. Felt right. He basically said sorry 100 times and that I deserve better. I agree. He said he did love me and that he still does, but he would understand why I wouldn't want anything to do with him. He said that if I did in fact consider giving him a chance, that he would go to therapy alone or together or both, and that he would work hard to win my trust back. I told him it wasn't possible. There was too much damage. This sounds calm when I type it, but in the moment, things came out more with louder tone and harsher words. Anyways, he did say that he is in the, or will be, it was a bit of a blur, process of getting custody, partly, of my brother, and that he in fact does want to be a dad to him. He said he does not want to be together with my mom, that it was just a stupid mistake. Sure, because 4 to 5 times a mistake is just a random thing. He couldn't explain why he did it in the first place. I think he doesn't even know himself. I asked if he cheated with someone else before. He said no. Not sure if to believe it, but he sounded honest. I wouldn't believe that. If you're able to cheat on someone with their mother, there's no way that you haven't cheated on them just in general. I would not trust that person. I asked why he didn't come clean, and he said that after he did the deed, he always felt panicked and it hits him that he could lose me and he just didn't want to. I told him it was meant to be found out and asked what was his plan, to have my brother around and ignore their relationship forever. He said he didn't think far enough and that he was basically going with the idea one day at a time type of survival. I asked him if he felt that my mom seduced him. He said it was mutual, which made me want to puke again. I asked if he had any contact with my mom since I found out. He said yes, but mostly about my brother, didn't elaborate more, and I didn't press for more info on that. He said he told his parents the day before or the day before that, not sure, Monday to Tuesday, about everything. The parents were not happy, but they are glad to start building now a relationship with my brother, their grandkid. Honestly, all this felt like a punch in my stomach. I don't know why. His parents wanted to contact me, but he told them to wait till he approached me first, hence why he was there. I said if he started or thought about the custody before I found out, and he said no. But when I found out, it was like the push he needed. Great. Seems like I helped him get his shit together. Ugh. And this past week, he was arranging all of that mess. That's why he hasn't tried to see me before. He sounded and looked defeated, but the whole thing made me, besides sad, angry. I was mainly depressed before, but now I'm furious. I feel like he's still in an okay place and he isn't paying for his actions beyond me leaving him. He will have my brother, his parents, and others and move on with his life while I lost everything. I hate him. We parted ways, not on a happy note, and I told him to never get near me again. I was done. He asked me to see my brother still, that I was important to him, and tried to guilt trip me, and it worked, but I still think I can't. I don't know much about my mom and really hope she doesn't come find me anytime soon because I'm fuming right now and won't be able to handle it. I will be contacting my family and friends and finally doing the blasting today. I think it is about time, and after my talk with him, I got the extra push I needed. Editor's note, top comment suggested moving to Australia. Can't fault that line of thinking. I'm a big fan of, like, if you go through something fucking tragic or just like life altering, it's always a great move to change your location, change your scenery, because like it's just like a fresh start. And by God, does this person need a fresh start? I definitely recommend going somewhere else far away from this absolute fuckery. Ooh, Cree, I question if he got a paternity test confirmed. That's actually a good point. Update 2, July 7th, 2024, 3 days from last post, 7 from the original post. I did the blasting and this is how it went down. I first posted on my family's Facebook group we share. This is from my mom's family side. I used inspiration of what you all suggested in my last post and said something around the lines of, I want to communicate to you all that my wedding with X has been permanently canceled since I found out that my mom name and my ex name had in the last few years a sexual relationship which resulted in the birth of my little brother name. I had no clue of any of this and I found out about it last week. Moving forward, I won't have a relationship with name mom and ex name for obvious reasons. I would appreciate your understanding and I felt it was only fair to let you know of the situation since I value transparency and honesty above all. What a well-crafted paragraph, but what an absolute nuclear bomb in the family group chat. I also included a screenshot of my mother's message, what I said to her once I found out, and a message she managed to write back before I blocked her. Didn't open the message till before the blasting. I didn't want to hear/read her and be persuaded. It exploded. I had family reaching out via text and calling the whole day after the blasting. I would say most were very supportive and I could tell they were just shocked. There were a few neutral and some suspicious that it wasn't the whole story and maybe I misunderstood. How the fuck do you misunderstand that? In what world is there a misunderstanding around my fiance slept with my mom and they had a kid that I've been taking care of for the past 3 years of its goddamn life? That's actually fucking insane. If someone sent me that, I would be like, that's crazy, you're blocked. My grandparents were in the maybe you misunderstood category, which it wasn't surprising since my mom is super close to my grandparents. And like I said before, my mom was always a good mom, so no red flags. I will be moving with a cousin that is more like a sister to me. I haven't reached out to her previously because I knew once she knows everyone would. That's why I went to my friend's place. My cousin is devastated on my behalf and offered I live with her and her 2 kids until I can get my feet on the ground. I accepted and will be moving next week. I'm a bit afraid this will give my mom an easier access to me, but I can't stay at my friend's place forever. I wish they would elaborate on this. Like, how is it easier access? I mean, I think you should establish with this cousin before you move in, like, hey, if I move in, that means my mom is not allowed on the premises ever. I then proceeded quickly to post a similar message for we share most of our friends since high school and local university friends on Instagram. I created a close friend story and tagged most of them too. This went sort of viral in our friend group. Actually, one of my friends sent me my Reddit post and asked if this was me. I confirmed. They were also shocked and speechless. They never thought my ex would even remotely do anything like this. They said, he was crazy about you. Oh, well, apparently he went overboard on the crazy part. The group of friends is divided at the moment. Some are completely on my side. Some are thinking it isn't the whole truth. I told everyone that reached out that if they don't believe me to ask their friend if he's asking for custody of my little brother. That kind of shut them up for now. My ex deleted his social media, apparently. I don't know. I'm just a firm believer of like standing your ground. Like, bro, if this came out and it's finally exposed, like, own up to it. Be a fucking man. I feel bad for that fucking kid, bro. Sammy said he was so crazy about her, he decided to dip into the womb she came from. Get you a man who's so obsessed with you, he wants to be in the womb you spent 9 months in. If he's not willing to do that, he doesn't actually want you, queen. Also, my ex's parents called me like I guess they would. They were kind to me and very sorry about everything. I got the feeling they are also overwhelmed and very disappointed. However, it was clear they will be supporting their son. They were very upset at my mother and don't want anything to do with her, but not sure how it will work with my little brother and everything else. They tried to give me info about the custody and what is my ex up to now, but I shut that down quickly and told them I don't want any info. I want to move on. I also asked them to not reach out in the near future, that I needed distance, especially if they will be supporting my ex. He is living with his parents at the moment. Also, my ex and my mother after the blast were going nuts trying to reach out to me. They tried calling my friend, who she blocked them, and reached out from different numbers. I had to put my phone on silence and ignore everyone. However, my mother sent me a long text from another number, and that was a weird text. She said I was being cruel and that she didn't think she raised me that way. She said she thought I didn't think I raised you to stand up for yourself when you were disrespected in probably the worst way possible by the 2 most important people in your life. I didn't think I raised you that way. Like, what the fuck? She said she thought we had a better relationship than me blasting out laundry like that without talking to her first, that I didn't have the whole picture. She did mention something that confused me. She said in her long ass text the reason she slept with my ex is because he reminded her of my dad, that it was grief, that she didn't mean to use him to heal her pain, but she wasn't strong enough. I don't even know what that means. Like, did she think that my ex looks physically like my dad, or personality, or what? I have seen photos of my dad, and well, yeah, my ex isn't super different, but also not super alike. I mean, they share brown/dirty blonde hair, blue eyes, white skin, but that's not so uncommon. I don't see what else. I don't know. That threw me for a loop and honestly makes me want to confront my mom just to know what the hell. From all the things she could say, I was not expecting that. Okay, yes, that is a really fucking weird thing to say, but also, like, that's still not a justification. Oh no, like, I slept with him because he reminded me of your dad and, like, I was just so grief-stricken. Oh shit, well, if that's the case, it's okay. Like, is that how she thought it was gonna play out in her head? Is that... I'm holding on better. I don't cry every hour or want to murder them, but I'm still sad and upset, and it just feels like it isn't my life. That it's a big joke or a bad dream, and I'll wake up to my normal life. I also need to really start planning my future and start applying for jobs in other cities, or maybe check the possibilities abroad more seriously. I might ask for 2 to 3 days off work and really get my thoughts together and do some research. I'm terrified, to be honest. I feel frozen, but I know I need to start moving. Low-key feel bad for the kid. Imagine how he'll feel when he's older and finds out he was created. That kid's gonna need some serious therapy. To know that you have a sister out there that wants nothing to do with you because your parents fucked up, that would kill me. Knowing how great my relationships are with my siblings, like, that would actually fucking kill me. Newest updates. August 2nd, 2024, 26 days from the last post, 33 from the original post. My group of friends is divided. Some of his closest friends have been saying that I should give him another chance, that no one is perfect, but he loves me, that he was always good to me, and I shouldn't just turn my back on him. They even said that Max, little brother, and I could be a perfect little family, and that I could make sure that my little brother has good stepmom. Who better than his blood relative, right? This is so bullshit. They are talking like he messed up on something minor or even medium. Like he lied about getting laid off of work, or like he forgot to pay our bills for a month. Like, what the fuck? I have some girlfriends that are completely on my side and supporting me, which is nice, but our friend group isn't solid anymore and everyone is taking sides. I did not have a conversation with Max on the phone though. I admit I had a bit to drink that night since I was coming back from meeting some friends for dinner, and I had a few glasses of wine and a cocktail, but I remember the talk. Disclaimer, this is not the exact conversation, but I will put what I remember to the best of my abilities. Me, do you think you were groomed? Max, I never thought of that, but maybe? Me, how did you even get a crush on my mom? I thought we always hung out in a group and my mom wasn't really there for more than a minute and passing by. Was it looks? Max, yes and no. I thought she was pretty and therefore the teen crush. But I then also tried to talk to her by passing through your house and ask if you were there. You knew I wasn't, and then had a chat with your mom. Me, was I always second choice? Max, no, you aren't now. Me, and back then, when you asked me to be your girlfriend. Max, silence. Me, tell me the truth, please. Max, I don't know. I did like you, but I still had the crush. Me, do you want to be with her now? Max, God, no. Me, why did you do it, Max? Get her out of your system? So you still wanted her? Did you want her during the times we had sex? Max, no, I don't. I only wanted you. I don't know. I feel like those YOLO moments. I thought I would give my teen self what he always wanted. I felt so stupid. Me, then why did you do it more times? Max, I really don't know. This is just a stupid conversation. I don't know how the inner workings of my brain work. I saw a chance to get dick wet and I went and dick wet. We were silent a lot and not long after we hung up, it was a short call and honestly emotional. I was sort of drunk-ish and he seemed emotionally drained too. I feel stupid for opening up and calling him and asking those questions. I said 1,000 times I don't want to know more, but I was weak. Every time I feel like moving on, I get hit again by everything my brain can't understand yet. On the mom front, well, not a lot has happened. She continues to try to fix it. My grandparents reached out to me, but I didn't answer. I'm sure they were trying to give me support. Another short, quote unquote, update here, August 18th, 2024, 16 days from the last post, 49 from the original post. Hi everyone, so I'm finally here with an update and a good one at that. I'm moving to Spain. I got the job as an au pair near one of the biggest cities in Spain. I'm so excited. I'm flying in a few days and starting the 1st of September with the family. The kids are adorable too. I will be learning Spanish too, which I always wanted to do anyways, so it all feels like heaven sent. I haven't told almost anyone about it, just a few friends I trust and of course my cousin who I live with. Also, my boss. My mother has been telling people I'm being mean to her when she wants to fix everything. She made a mistake and is trying to fix it, but I'm being difficult. She is just human, not surprising. I'm now really coming to terms on how self-centered she is and has always been. I'm sad I lost the mom I thought I had. Feels like if she died, my new therapist, yes, I got one last week, yay, said I'm grieving. Max has left me a bit alone since the last call we had. I heard he is focusing on my little brother and just staying under the radar. I have had some short phone calls with my little brother, which has been bittersweet, but he is doing okay. He, of course, doesn't know what's really happening, but he is happy with having a new dad. It doesn't hurt as much as it did before, but it still hurts. moves. I think OP's making all the right moves here. If anything, I just don't understand why she isn't blocking the mom. I just have this like mindset whenever you're going through like a breakup or something hard, like out of sight, out of mind is the best way to go about it. If you follow your ex on social media and you just see all their stories and everything like that, like you're not giving yourself the opportunity to not see them and not think about them. Like when you see those things, you're just going to start thinking about them. So like kind of same thing here. I would just completely cut off the ex, completely cut off the mom, because like the way that you're going to get over it is obviously through therapy and stuff like that, but also just like giving yourself the least amount of opportunities to actually like think about that thing and feel sad about that thing.